agents make our deals with the devil.
Watch this at your own risk. Tonight, we're back on TikTok, and you are never going to be the same after you see these videos. And you may be wondering how I keep exposing these dark secrets. I'm going to the deepest, darkest part of TikTok, and you're coming with me. Yes, you. Don't get scared now. You know what you signed up for. You clicked on the video, so don't run now. And make sure you guys watch till the end of the video so you can see all the dark secrets the mainstream will never show you. And don't watch alone, because this is going to get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
That's why y'all gotta pay attention, because this shit almost happened. The FBI said they just stopped what they're calling a New Year's Eve terror plot that was going to happen in Los Angeles. They said they got 4 people and they're now under federal arrest.
The reports that it's disrupted a planned New Year's Eve terror attack in Los Angeles. 4 suspects in custody, the FBI identifying them as members of a pro-Palestine extremist group. They're suspected of planning coordinated IED attacks targeting 5 different locations in Los Angeles, but based on the reporting now, that plot has been foiled.
So when they say credible, that means they really believe that these people were finna do something. Now, I said be mindful of your surroundings, because if people were plotting in LA, it could be anywhere else too. I'm not saying it's gonna happen anywhere else, but I'm just saying, given the circumstances that we just seen with the people in Australia and then the Brown University shooting, you never know. That's why I tell everybody, when you out and about, just be on everything. Everybody's suspicious if you don't know him. He could be the champions looking nigga, and he be the one that do some shit.
I'm sure it will be really fun to go out on New Year's, you know, new year, new me. But I fear if I do go outside, there will be no me at all. You know, I would rather not get blown to smithereens. So, you know, this new year, I'm going to be staying inside.
Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were killed by their own son. It has now been confirmed that their son Nick took their lives after their bodies were discovered death in their LA home. Reports came in at about 3:30 this afternoon after authorities were called to Rob Reiner's home to provide medical aid, and upon arrival they found a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman deceased, and they confirmed that the victims were Rob and Michelle. After speaking to multiple family members, their own son Nick was revealed to be the one that took their lives. There are reports that Nick and his parents were having some kind of argument at a Hanukkah celebration. Things went sideways and he ended up lashing out. Nick was very outspoken about his years-long struggle with drug addiction, which began in his early teens and eventually left him living on the streets. He cycled in and out of rehab beginning around age 15, but as addiction escalated, he drifted further from home and spent significant stretches homeless in multiple states. Authorities revealed that Nick is alive and being questioned, but so far no arrests have been made. Rest in peace to Rob and Michelle. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
I genuinely feel like the justice system is here to rage bait us. Because what do you mean this dude deleted both of his parents and he is not arrested? They're like, I'm kind of tired. I don't feel like it right now. You know, you can walk free. We'll get you sometime. Like, bro, what?
So Diddy clapped Ray J cheeks. This not coming from me. This coming from him. Ray J said it himself. And he didn't even know he was getting recorded from his girl. And the fact that he said it in front of his girl is wild. Y'all, listen to this shit.
Asshole been open more than this man ever in my life. Should I say I have to take everybody here, bro? Everybody, you got one. But girls don't do that. My shit running. Diddy took my ass. You can't hold it no more. My shit been running ever since. My asshole been open more than this man ever in my.
But hold up, y'all. It get worse.
Out of fart, my shit come out. It's crazy. Bro,
all you gotta say, next time you stuck behind a gate, just say, Diddy made you, like, what'd you say, Diddy?
What you recording me?
His girl tried to make it into a joke. That man was dead ass serious. And the fact that he said Diddy took it, I think Ray J just gave that shit up. He been trying to tell us for the last couple of months. Y'all remember, he was on the Mafia-thon 3, and he was doing the wildest shit. That shit wild, fool. You cannot go back and be like, oh, I was joking. Nah, nigga, you don't say no shit like that, fool. You don't even play like that. It's gonna get crazy because now you gonna have to have Diddy out his own mouth say, nah, I didn't take Ray J.
You know, I didn't go through what he went through, but you could not torture this information out of me. Why would you willingly open up about Diddy being in your booty? Like, you know, therapists exist. You don't have to just announce to the entire world that Diddy took your cheeks. Like, we don't even want to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody's trying to imagine that.
Treadmills were made originally as devices for prisoners.
Oh, I low-key believe that.
It makes so much sense too.
Yeah, because if there's no one wants to walk like
no one wants to walk like that, bro. Take that in, because I feel like a lot of the time we think certain things are built for what they are, But that's low-key the modified version.
Yeah.
The OG version of it probably had so many different updates to it, so many different like new plannings and buildings. The original purpose of a treadmill was to put all of these prisoners on, make them run onto the water mill and produce electricity. And even before electricity, they would use it to mill the grain and produce electricity. And even before electricity, they would use it to mill the grain.
Yeah.
You know what I learned too, bro?
Oh,
I learned just recently. In treadmills, they were made. Guess why they're made?
For, I don't know, to run on.
This video is freaking people out. In 2017, during the Oscars, everyone couldn't stop talking about Nicole Kidman's hands. Do they look natural to you? And why are we seeing these strange hands on so many women in Hollywood lately? What's the secret they don't want you to know?
Morbid Facts, Part 840. YouTube prankster Vitaly rose to fame in the early 2010s for viral public stunts built around shock, confrontation, and pushing social boundaries. But as his platform grew, those stunts increasingly crossed into real-world violence. In 2014, he was arrested in Miami after physically attacking a woman in what he called a prank. Years later, Vitaly admitted he was high on psychedelic mushrooms when he punched another woman in the face, a completely unprovoked assault that left her with serious facial injuries requiring hospitalization. In 2016, he escalated further by carrying out a bomb hoax at LAX that caused mass panic and resulted in criminal convictions. In 2022, he was detained again after running onto the field during the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, interrupting a live international match and being forcibly removed by security. Afterward, Vitaly's behavior only continued to deteriorate, culminating in his arrests in the Philippines in April of 2025 after a series of live-streamed incidents in Manila where he was filmed harassing mall security guards, confronting random civilians, trespassing on private property, and allegedly stealing a security guard's phone during an altercation. Philippine authorities classified the conduct as harassment, theft, and public disorder, charging him with various offenses including unjust vexation. He's currently detained at a jail facility in Taguig while awaiting trial, and has not been deported after both the United States and Russia declined to accept him. Vitaly has already spent around 8 months in pretrial detention, and if convicted, he faces up to 18 months in a Philippine prison, following a steady escalation from viral stunts to criminal charges. Morbid Facts, Part 816. Here's a photo of what can happen when a hair dye allergy goes catastrophically wrong. This young woman suffered a violent reaction to PPD, a chemical found in most at-home dye kits, and within hours her forehead began swelling so fast it nearly doubled in size. The reaction triggered angioedema, a dangerous buildup of fluid that pooled around her eyes and scalp, warping the shape of her head and leaving one eye almost swollen shut. Doctors warn that reactions like this can escalate to throat swelling and suffocation if left untreated, and that once your body reacts to PPD, even a tiny exposure in the future can set off something even worse. In Hangzhou, China, visitors can find 2 iron statues permanently forced to kneel, Qin Hui and his wife Wang. They were the officials blamed for framing and executing the national hero Yu Fei in 1142. For nearly 900 years, visitors have treated the figures as if they were still alive and deserving punishment, spitting on them and smacking their heads in a ritual of public contempt. The hatred ran so deep that locals had to keep rebuilding the statues multiple times because people kept destroying them, turning these kneeling effigies into one of the longest-running acts of symbolic vengeance in history.
On July 24, 2025, Trump signed an executive order called Ending Crime and Disorder on America's Streets. But don't let the title fool you. You guys, this is much deeper than you think. It's about removing people by force if they're poor, mentally ill, disabled, or simply look like a problem. Yeah, the order targets anyone showing what it calls, in quotes, visible signs of vagrancy or disorder, end quote. Now, what does that mean? It means if you sleep outside, if you carry your belongings, if you talk to yourself, if you wear old clothes, if you ask for help, if you look poor. That's all it takes now. But this is the part that we really should be talking about, okay? You don't even have to be homeless. This order opens the door to force institutionalization of people with mental illness, neurodivergency, or substance use disorders, including people with ADHD, bipolar disorder, PTSD, or depression. Yeah, if someone thinks your behavior looks disordered in public, they can label you unstable and have you taken. But where do they take you exactly? It's not to housing or therapy.
Plastic surgery influencer has died after a balcony fall in Phuket. That's right, Mary Magdalene, famous for extreme plastic surgery, died after falling from a hotel balcony in Phuket, prompting an investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death. Witnesses reported hearing a loud noise before emergency services were called to the scene. Local police are examining CCTV footage and interviewing those who were with her earlier in the evening. Initial findings suggest no immediate signs of foul play, though inquiries remain ongoing. Prior to the incident, her social media pages had been altered in apparent signs of what was to come. And of course, those changes were, she posted an image of the Truman Show where he says, "Good morning, good afternoon, and good night," in case I don't see you or whatever, along with a photo of her in her younger days before all of the body modifications took place. And then she had also changed her handle to Mary Magdalene Has Died. So unclear if that was her herself or if it was somebody else, if there was foul play, but all indications signal towards no at this point.
I mean, if you ask me with the details in this video, this seems very suspicious because, you know, she posted something very odd and then, you know, just happens to fall off a balcony. You know, this is a very serious situation, so rest in peace. And I know it's going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm being genuinely so serious. How did she carry around? You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like how? Like, there's no way that doesn't like hurt your back or something. I don't know, bro. Y'all women out there that be carrying around some milk jugs, you know, that's a battle that not a lot of people talk about. So just know I always acknowledge you guys.
After reading this comment, I definitely had to do some research, and I found out this one's actually true. Pop-Tarts and a long list of other foods and drinks use an additive called propylene glycol, which is also the active ingredient inside of engine coolants, various paints and varnishes and enamels. But according to the FDA, as long as you don't eat too much of it, it's okay. My question is, if you eat a lot of food that has it in it and you don't know that it's in it and you just keep eating it, it could add up pretty quickly, don't you think? Various ice creams within the Blue Bunny brand also have propylene glycol in their stuff. Alright, this one's actually sad too because I love Cold Stone, but they have 17 different varieties at all their locations that have propylene glycol in it. More shots fired with Dunkin' coming in with their flavored iced teas having propylene glycol, but don't worry, you can still get their regular iced teas that don't have it. I've seen a couple of you guys say that Fireball is also banned in certain countries because of the propylene glycol, aka Antifreeze, but yep, another one on the list. Why, Betty? Like, seriously, we can't even have cake either? Yep, just another one, and Duncan Hines as well. This list is actually longer than my first videos just about banned foods in other countries, so if you want to see more of this one, definitely let me know.
So it's being reported that 20 plus people were just shot at the Brown University. And I gotta say it again, y'all. Once again, another mass shooting at a school. What's going on, fool? Why is it always at a school? That's first of all. Second of all is, why is there so many mass shootings? People mental is duh. I don't know the severity of the people who were injured. I'm hoping they pull through. But if you want to stay updated, you already know what to do. This is some of the audio.
From Brown PD looking for a male dress. What he's feeling is he's wearing a mask. That's all we have at this point. All black clothing with black face mask. Direction? No, negative.
So I'm guessing that audio was from a little earlier, because they did say they got somebody in custody. At this point, I'm just trying to understand what's another alternative. Because I know it's in the back of the people's mind now, like, how can we be safe? If this is happening every week or so, it seemed like, how can we possibly be safe? You never know. It could be at a school near you. It can happen today, tomorrow, right now, any second, any time, any minute. It just make you think, bro, like, what is the motive behind these shootings, bro? I still don't understand it. But like I said, y'all want to stay updated, y'all already know what to do.
What's that? Oh, in Guatemala, they just recently dug up the top of a pyramid, and next to it is a sarcophagi. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a huge discovery there in Guatemala. And on the little pyramid that they have, the top of the pyramid, as well as on the sarcophagus, there is some old Egyptian writing on there and some petroglyphs on there. And what they've been able to determine so far is some of the writing says sky and cousin on it. So sky cousin, I don't know. There's also a carving of an alien on top of the sarcophagus. And when they opened it, there's actually a preserved alien body inside the sarcophagus. Oh boy. Yeah, you heard that right. A little preserved alien body in the sarcophagus. Oh boy. This is a pretty monumental discovery. Okay then.
He said it, not me. Check this out.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We decide what's hot. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
You need to get this because it's very important. The soul has to do with the mind, the intellect, the emotions, and your will. So when Puff Daddy said, we control what your kids listen to, we control what your kids dance to, we control how they dress, we control everything, he wasn't wrong. You see, because the Bible says that the lamp is the eye of the body. And did you know that the eye is connected to your brain? The optic nerve is literally an extension of your brain. What you watch will shape your mind, and what shapes your mind will affect what your body does. So when Diddy says, I have, or I take your souls, he's not wrong. But the biggest defense we have against the powers of darkness is the word of God, because it has the power to save the soul.
I mean, this is why you have to eventually wake up as a person and start doing things that you want to do rather than do things that everybody else is doing. Because if you follow what all these celebrities are doing, you're going to end up being some sort of freaky frog, because like most of your idols are doing demonic rituals and getting it in their booty anyway. So, you know, I don't think that's what you guys want to be doing. You know, just stay safe, stay blessed, and, you know, keep God close to you, because this is a sick world.
If it's so guys, bad, watch this to the end. Why did you all go there?
Well, Jimmy, hell is where our agents make our deals with the devil.
Oh, that explains that.
Cold, but we're going to hell.
Hey, I have a question. Has anyone here ever actually been to hell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone?
Of course, yeah.
What's it like?
Well, hell's terrible, Jimmy. It really is.
This wasn't a random joke. It was aired on late night TV with millions watching, celebrities laughing about going to hell. It might sound harmless, but words carry power. Think about it. Why would you joke about eternal suffering? Comedy has always been used to hide the truth in plain sight, and when comedians push it too close to reality, the shows suddenly get cancelled. Even saying those words over and over again is like speaking a curse into existence. What if humour is just a mask used to make darkness look harmless? Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
And when I was 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this.
Wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, you know, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous. And then one day I, had this tragic singing accident at
yes, I remember that, yeah.
And I realized then that Satan was coming for my soul, so...
And this clip is even worse. Watch this.
One time I did a magazine cover and the lady had me hold something over my eye. And I go, why would I want to do that? And she goes, just everybody does it. I go, okay. Yeah. So I held a button over my eye, and now it shows all these people doing that. And they say they're in the Satan Club.
So she said that her photographer told her to do that one eye symbolism. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And in this clip, she said that she sold her soul to devil. And this thing is concerning. Maybe she's doing some kind of comedy or jokes here, but this is concerning because the way she talks, it's not looks like that it's comedy or jokes, but still people are laughing on this one. And tell me what you all think about that, because I don't think so that you must laugh on these kind of things, because your soul is part of the God and you can't sell your God. Don't forget to share.
Vladimir Putin is talking about releasing what actually happened on 9/11? But I thought we already knew what happened. I guess not. Vladimir Putin is talking about releasing information about 9/11. And I guess it's far worse than even the conspiracies we've heard about it. Oh, goody. Could it be worse, though? I guess so. But he's not just gonna stop there. Vladimir also wants to release information about our food chain supply. Okay. Apparently, our food could be a lot worse than we've ever thought so. Oh, goody. Is our food real? Is it not real? Now, apparently, the proof he has for both situations is undeniable, including satellite images of what actually transpired on 9/11. Oh, boy.
Magic wands were always made out of Hollywood. And Hollywood has been used for many years to manipulate your thinking, to explain mystical subjects to you, and to prepare you to accept certain mystical premises.
Call me boring, but this is exactly why I do not watch films that are produced by this industry. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't used to. But there is so much occult practice and things they put in the background. I just don't want to invite that into my home. It's not like I don't enjoy watching a good film, who doesn't, but it's not worth it. I used to just think it was scary films and stuff like that, but it's not. It's in absolutely everything from your kids' cartoon all the way across the scale. So anyway, let's make this interesting. Guys, in the comment section, comment the weirdest thing that you've noticed in a film, and let's see some of the things that you guys have clocked.
Hollywood really has not done anything good for this world besides make some good movies. Like, besides movies, I don't think I've ever heard one good thing about Hollywood or one good thing that's came out of Hollywood. It's like if you took the freakiest people on earth and assembled them like the Avengers and just put them all in a room. That's literally what Hollywood is.
Yo, there's something very big coming up December 25th. Like Christmas. No. Wait, what? This guy's name is Ebo Noah.
Yeah.
So he said he had a clear vision of Jesus coming to him and saying that the second flood will come on December 25th. So what this guy did, he built
the ark?
8 arcs right now. And I'm
8 arcs?
And that can hold 5,000 people each. Like, he's actually trying to save people, and he's actually so crazy because he thinks this is true. I bet 25th December. 25th December. Some people are on his side, but the others are like flaming him. But I'm telling you, these arcs are
They're huge.
fam.
Wait, can I see a picture actually?
Yeah.
That's AI.
No, it's not. He's built all 8 of these. There's no way a guy's gonna do this if that vision is not true, fam. December 25th. Yo, that's not fake, bro.
This picture specifically, December 25th.
December 25th is
gonna
the
flood
day.
gonna come.
Yeah, that's gonna flood. That's why he started building all these things.
You think it's gonna happen?
Maybe he was named Ebo Noah for a reason. You know what I mean? Noah's Ark.
No.
What's that? Oh, scientists have recently discovered that your consciousness can jump timelines and actually warn you about things that could be coming up in your future? Tell me more! Yeah, scientists have actually recently discovered groundbreaking information, and they're talking about how when you get a gut feeling that it's actually your consciousness that had jumped timelines into a future event and then came back and tried to warn you of this event. Okay? Now, it's not only just bad things that could happen to you that they're warning you about. This could be things that could put you on a path that could make you successful or get married or find the right person. Okay? This was originally thought to be just your intuition trying to lead you in the right direction, but now they're saying that this, of course, is actually your consciousness that has jumped timelines. Oh, goody! What's crazy is these gut feelings can actually tell you how to avoid death. Oh, I love it.
So something that will forever haunt me is the Miami Mall incident and how they have successfully swept it under the rug. The fact that we know nothing about it, and it's been said that people's phones were taken and all these different things. Like, how come we did not get any type of update over this? You have never seen a police presence this big unless it got something to do with the president or something like that. The fact that one of the first stories that came out was that there were giant aliens or non-humans walking around the mall. Another story came out that there was a portal that was open and then things started coming through the portal. And mind you, this was during the time that CERN had turned on the Hadron Collider. Like, dude, the fact that they literally successfully swept this under the rug and no one is asking questions anymore about this Miami Mall incident really bothers me, because then it makes me think, what else have they swept under the rug? What else did they just move on past and we just forgot about? So many things. I feel like we need to get down to the bottom of what happened at the Miami Mall. We're literally coming up on 2 years, right? In January, we'll make 2 years since that happened, and we have gotten nothing on what actually took place at the Miami Mall to cause a presence this large. I know we started seeing like AI videos, at least what I think is AI videos of like these big, y'all see these big things walking, but I think that's AI. Like, what actually happened? Like, genuinely, what happened at the Miami Mall in 2024?
Dark water horror story that's really scary. FAU, there's a canal that goes around it, Blackwater Canal, and I would fish there. And my friend who snook fishes, he went there on like a really cold October night. And he had just got this brand new pair of sunglasses he was wearing around his neck. He drops the glasses in the water into this Blackwater Canal, coldest night of the year. He's like, I just bought these, I'm a broke college kid, I have to go swimming and get them. He gets in this pitch black water, swims around, starts feeling on the bottom for the glasses, grabs a wrist.
No shot.
Nuh-uh. Yes. He was like, it's got to be a gar or something. It was a wrist. It was really freaked. He told me that story when we were fishing at night.
Dude, I'd never sleep again. I would never grab anything ever for the rest of my life.
You know, if I'm in a dark canal, I don't care what I drop in that water. I'm just going to have to take my L and move on, because why would you ever jump into water that you do not know what's in there? And it's easy to say what you would do now, but like if you're actually in that situation and you jump in that water, you just don't care about life. I'm not going to lie.
Believe it or not, there are people who actually claim to have seen Santa Claus. And to them, he is very much real. Now, if Santa exists, then we have to ask, what is he? Some kind of spirit? Some kind of thing that is brought about by people believing in him? Or something else? Now, there was this man named Mike. Mike was from Tennessee. And he said his grandmother came over from Sweden when she was a young girl. And she brought with her a lot of the Christmas traditions from Sweden. And he said one of the things he remembered was they had this figure that was sort of like Santa Claus. He was some kind of farm spirit that would protect your farm and bring you Christmas presents on Christmas Day. And he said one Christmas Eve, he was in his bedroom and he couldn't sleep because he was so excited for Christmas the next day. Now, he was just pacing back and forth in his bedroom when he glanced out the window and he sees this bright light coming from the forest. And he said to him it appeared like some kind of lantern. And as this thing came into focus, he could see some sort of red figure that was glowing. He noticed that this thing sort of weaved between the trees, and then it just vanished. So he ran back to his bed and laid down. And he thought, no, it can't be. Like, is this like Santa? A couple minutes later, he hears the front door open. And then he starts to hear the shuffling of some very heavy footsteps, something walking into his house. So he gets up out of bed, and he goes into the hallway. And the first thing he does is he looks into his parents' bedroom. And he can see that his mom and his dad are sleeping. They are snoring. And so he knows that it isn't them. So he makes his way down the hallway, and he peers slightly around the corner. He said by the fireplace, behind the tree, he could see two black boots. And they were sort of moving around. He said that's when he heard a deep voice, a man's voice, start singing an old Swedish song. So he said he ran back to his bedroom and he went to bed. The next morning he wakes up and he thinks, wow, that was a wild dream. Until he talks to his father, who says, hey, did you go outside last night? Because the front door was cracked open and there were a set of footprints leading all the way out to the woods. Except the weird thing was the footprints stopped right as it reached the wood line. So what do you think? Do people really see Santa Claus?
Yo, this is low-key off topic, but I remember I got in trouble in school once because I was bored and I told everyone in my class that I seen Santa break into my house naked and steal all my presents. Yeah, they all just believed me and everyone just went home and told their parents and I got in so much trouble. But, it was a good memory. It was worth it. Just thought I'd tell you guys a nice story.
I did not think these cartoon bumps were real until I saw this guy's head. This is literally something out of Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes. Anyways, this guy's mugshot went viral. He's from Florida. He got arrested because he was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. I don't even know how he got that bump on his head. Like, did the cops bonk him up? The fact that it is so big is crazy to me. Like, I knew for sure welts were a real thing, but I thought the cartoons just exaggerated them like insanely. This is crazy to me to see this. You can see the pain in his eyes too, because you already know he's just thinking his mugshot's gonna look like crap. He got arrested. Like, how could this get any worse? People in the comments on Twitter were asking, what's his friend's name on the top of his head? And people were calling the guys, like, Welt Bumpy Johnson. They also said they must have hit bro with one of these. And honestly, I mean, yeah. Whoever did that to him, they must have hit him so hard to produce that much swelling. Like, we've all hit our heads once or twice in our life pretty badly. But I have never, ever had my head swell up. They must have dropped an anvil on this guy.
This is going pretty viral because they're saying that what they see through the Hubble telescope is not just a nebula they found, but what may be a legit biblical angel.
What the heck?
In space. So they used the telescope, I think it's called the Hubble Space Telescope, and this is back in 1996. 8,000 light years away, they see what looks like a living being.
Wait, an eye?
It looks like a straight eye. Look at it. And you see the rings around it?
Yeah. Is that supposed to... Because you showed me that the biblical one is like hella eyes though, but this is just one.
Yeah, but what does it resemble though? Literally the thing in the Bible. With the eyes and the rings, fam.
That's crazy.
Look, and this is a legit picture from NASA. Look at the eye. Doesn't that look real? Like it looks living, no?
Yeah.
You know that feeling you look at stuff and it feels as if it can speak to you?
It can speak to you, yeah.
This shit looks like it can speak to you, bro.
Yeah.
And then if you go to look at the actual biblical angels, how they're described in the Bible.
Looks the exact same.
Look at that. What do you see?
Yo, there's the rings.
Look, the rings and then one huge eye in the middle.
Yeah.
Fam, isn't that not exactly this?
Yeah, that is that.
You know what I'm saying? Is that not exactly this?
It is.
So Akon announced that he was gonna build the next Wakanda, but years later, only 2 buildings were made. It all started when Akon made street lamps for villages in Africa, which may seem like an easy thing to do, but it actually still costed hundreds of millions of dollars just to make. So you might wonder, how does Akon have this much money just to give to Africa? Well, it actually wasn't his money, as Akon got a credit line from China for $1 billion. But Akon didn't just want to stop at streetlights. He wanted to build his very own city in Africa. He wanted to have super futuristic buildings that looked straight out of Wakanda. So he started his plan for his city that initially was only going to take a couple years to make. But here's where things started to get a little fishy. As years went by, but no buildings were being made. But it only got worse because Akon said the city's currency would be crypto, and the coin they used was called Akon. So he promoted a fundraiser to get a bunch of people to transfer their money into the coin. So at first, the coin went up in value, but shortly after, the coin went all the way down in value and made a bunch of people lose their money. And still, no progress was being made in the city, so the people who gave Akon the land said, bro, you gotta hurry up or we're taking the land back. But Akon was like, no, I'll get it done. But only a year later, Akon's plans were canceled. So rightfully so, everyone was mad at Akon for selling a dream that never happened. Now follow for more music content.
Did you hear what happened in Palaca, Florida? You know those things that they pull and it goes poof? Out in Palaca, Florida, guys, in the Goodwill, they found them inside of there. They found them in the bins, right? And not only that, guys, this is what people are saying. They said that they found them in the kids section. So just imagine if one of those kids pulled that thing. What would have happened? Shh, shut up! This is what I'm hearing, guys. Go look it up. Go look it up. I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody was evacuated, guys. Everybody's safe. This is what I heard. Listen, pay attention, guys. Something's going on in Florida. I told you about that place. If somebody would have pulled that, God forbid, right? If a kid would have pulled that, that whole building would have went up in flames. Straight up. Something's going on in Palaca, Florida. And I told you guys about that place and you refused to leave. Get ready. It's not a game out here, guys. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Luckily, nobody was hurt, guys. Pay attention when you go to these stores and make sure your kids stay by your side, guys, all right? Because we don't need no kids pulling anything that goes poof. You know what I'm talking about, guys. It's not a game out there in Palaca, Florida. Go look it up, guys. It's getting real out here. Why would those be in bins? Did the people at Goodwill, did they check the bins? Why would it be in the kids section? That's the main question. I don't know, guys. And guess what? Let me know if you know anything. I'm out.
Okay, but my question is, who put a grenade in the store? Like, why was that even in there? That just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? There's got to be some sort of like person that planted that there. And, you know, hopefully they look into that so this doesn't happen anywhere else. I don't think you should have explosives in your store.
This girl on TikTok is blowing up because she claims she's a mermaid. And she's showing proof. Not makeup, not filters, but webbed fingers, needle-sharp teeth, and what looks like an actual tail. Every post she drops hits tens of millions of views. But here's the part that's freaking people out. She says mermaids aren't cute or friendly. They're predators, sailor hunters. Yet in her videos, she acts calm and only eats seaweed. America is split, half saying CGI, half saying there's no way she faked this. But then things get crazier. Back in 2011, scientists supposedly confirmed AIDS after a 2002 deep sea recording captured something slamming into a submersible window. And in slow-mo, you can literally see a hand that doesn't look human. Since then, evidence keeps popping up. Mummified mermaids and private museum, a massive tail washed up in Australia, and even a shark cam clip showing a mermaid-shaped figure. And now this girl claims mermaids only live 6 years, and she might be the last one alive. So watch her videos now, because if she's telling the truth, her time is running out.
This might actually be what hell sounds like.
The year is 1970. In the midst of the Cold War, scientists of the Soviet Union wanted to drill as far down as possible into the Earth's surface to know more about our planet's crust. The area chosen was the Murmansk Oblast, an extreme northwest area of Russia, about 13 miles or 20 kilometers from the border of Norway. Drilling began on May 24th. In over 2 decades, the Russians managed to dig more than 7.5 miles or 12 kilometers down into the Earth until their drill rotated and hit a cavern. Named the Kola Super Deep Borehole because it geographically was located at Russia's Kola Peninsula. This is the deepest artificial point on Earth. The scientists were also curious on what it sounds like down there, so they lowered a heat-tolerant microphone far into the hole.
Warning.
The temperatures reached up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit or 1,100 degrees Celsius, and they only got about 19 seconds of audio before the microphone swiftly melted. But it was 19 seconds of purely horrifying audio, the pure sounds of hell.
If you've ever wondered what hell sounded like, that might be it. That sounds like the screams of millions, possibly billions of souls just in agony and pain, regretting every decision they made on this planet while they were here. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm actually going to stay up here because whatever's going on down there does not sound like it's for me. You know, I enjoy peace and, you know, happiness, not whatever's going on down there. That does not sound like they're having a good time.
What is this on the menu? Nah, son, ain't no way this is true. Nah, B. No. Are you kidding me? People are saying that that menu was from a restaurant in Connecticut. Do I really got to tell you what kind of restaurant it is? Now, I don't know if people are playing around, but that looked like it was actually on that menu. And what's bugged out is that I'm still going to go there to get food tonight. But what I get, you can't play with like that. I get plain lo mein, guys, and a wonton soup. Shut up! What do you get when you go there, huh? Shut up! Because if I'm not mistaken, it was right next to the sesame chicken. Remember? But what about the sweet and sour chicken? Remember? Oh, man. I don't know what's going on here, guys. And I don't know if that menu is real or not. This is what people are saying. That restaurant is in Connecticut. What restaurant is that? I have no idea. But what I do know is that this video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if that menu is real or not. I heard it's in Connecticut. I don't know which restaurant in Connecticut. And if I did, I can't tell you. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think, because I got one up the block from my house and I'm still going to go there.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. What made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.